is the news at 9. First, the highlights. Lagos State government begins full enforcement of ban on styrofoam. President Tinubu announces Nigeria's readiness to host African Central Bank. On the foreign scene, thousands of people march in Dakar, demand swift presidential election in Senegal. And in sport, African teams lose matches at ongoing International Table Tennis Federation World Championship. Now the details. I am John Omoaka. Lagos State government will from Monday, 19th February 2024, commence full enforcement of the ban on usage and distribution of styrofoam food containers across the state. Commissioner of Food, Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, stated this during the stakeholders' engagement on solid waste management with Lagos State market leaders. Wahab said enforcement officers from the Lagos Environmental Sanitation Corps, LAGES, environmental health officials, and LOMA, police and the ministry will go after all those having the styrofoams in their shops, stores, or outlets and confiscate them. He emphasized that styrofoam usage had caused enough damage to the health of the residents and the state of the environment for so many years, and the government is determined to encourage viable options for styrofoam containers across the metropolis. The commissioner appealed to market leaders to be reminded that cleanliness is next to godliness, and as such, they must ensure that a clean environment remains a priority always. The chairman, Lagos State House of Assembly Committee on Waterfront, Bolahon Shishau, has emphasized that imperative of empowering the youths to become skilled professionals, thus contributing meaningfully to their communities. Shishao, who represents Etiosa Constituency 2, stated this as he distributed 1,000 free JAM forms to enable young constituents pursue higher education. The lawmaker, while emphasizing human capital development, reiterated his unwavering commitment to education, stressing its pivotal role in national progress.
JAM form is to ensure that our youth, our children get into university to be able to study the course of their desire so that they can become professionals and be useful to the community. As we all know, in the past, everything has always been infrastructure. But these days, it is human capital development, and every nation is as strong and as prosperous as the human capital that they have. And our youth are the most critical demography of the people that we need to develop.
Shishao said education is key and a nation can only develop as robustly as its educational system. He added that investing in the youth translates to investing in the future and nurturing the next generation of leaders and innovators. Kwara State Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak says his administration will continue to empower the youth, nurture their talents, and equip them with the necessary skills to thrive in an evolving world. Abdurrazak says the government prioritizes youth development, thereby investing in projects that create opportunities for them to explore, experiment, and express themselves freely. The governor stated this at the Kwara Books and Arts Festival, an event designed to celebrate creativity, innovation, and the boundless potential of youths in the state. Abdurrazak, who described literacy as a foundation for all other forms of learning, said the launch of the technology-based Kwara Learn by his government is to revolutionize learning and literacy development in the state. Now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu says Nigeria is ready to host the African Central Bank according to the vision of the Abuja Treaty. Tinubu in a statement affirmed that his administration will engage the African Union Commission in collaboration with member states to ensure that the bank takes off as scheduled in 2028. The president made his remarks when he addressed leaders at the 37th ordinary session of his Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the African Union in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. He declared that Africa's success is in addressing its challenges hinges on the firmness of its resolution, built on a foundation of deep-rooted solidarity, if it is to avoid perpetuating existing problems and creating new ones. The Health Guard International had held its 30th anniversary and 2024 annual convention in Lagos State. CEO, Health Guard International, Nneka Nwarizes, would said the event is organized to celebrate members of staff for their positive contribution, charge consultants to strategize on achieving suitable business environment despite the current economic downturn in Nigeria. Nwarizes noted that the company has been able to survive these challenges through building and strengthening relationships with their consultants. She added that Health Guard is planning to start packaging and manufacturing in Nigeria once resources are available.
The past 4 years has been challenging. It's obvious everywhere. So for us to be still in business, it's only God's grace. It's just our passion for people that is driving us. If not, we would have lined up since. But we thank God and hoping that it will be better. That's where we are striving to see.
Also, the Chief Operating Officer of Health Guard International, Loveline Bassey, urged members of staff and consultants to always put in their best, adding that Health Guard products are in compliance with the National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control standard.
What's unique about Health Guard, first of all, is that we're African owned and we're Nigerian owned. So everything that we do for the love of our people and our continent. So that makes us unique. Because these days what is raining is that everybody is jackpying to somewhere. We don't have any plans to just jackpy anywhere. Ours is to develop the country of Nigeria and the continent of Africa. Things might be hard, but this is the one we have. What can we do?
On his part, Professor in Entrepreneurial Studies, University of Lagos, Sunday at DBC, employed consultants to follow the principles of networking of network marketing, which includes building connections, mentorship, personal relationships, among others. Executive and consultant of Health Guard International, Benita Okonkwo, won an award category of Business Leader of the Year and also a Star of Africa World with a sum of 500,000 naira, among other prizes. And now to foreign news. Thousands of demonstrators have gathered in Senegal's capital, Dakar, demanding swift presidential elections. It comes after the country's top court blocked President Macky Sall's attempt to postpone the election, originally scheduled for this month. Sall's last-minute decree, backed by Parliament, have triggered a political crisis in Senegal, once regarded as a bastion of democracy in West Africa. Earlier today, opposition supporters held signs demanding a free Senegal. It is the first rally allowed by authorities since Sall's announcement 2 weeks ago. Now sports. Two of Africa's representatives, Nigeria and Egypt, have suffered defeats at the ongoing International Table Tennis Federation (ITTF) World Table Tennis Championships taking place in Busan, South Korea. Nigeria Table Tennis Federation Public Relations Officer Olalekan Okusan stated that Nigeria lost to Chinese Taipei and Egypt lost 3-0 to Romania in the first group match. Okusan stated that another African representative, Algeria, also lost to France in the men and women events, while South African ladies were no match for their Brazilian counterparts in their second match of the group. The loss of the 4 African representatives meant that the continent is still searching for its first win at the ongoing championships. It will be recalled that there was a walkover of the Nigerian men's team by Japan following the absence of Quadri Aruna and the late arrival of Bode Abiodun in the country's first match at the championship. A Nigerian table tennis player, Olajide Omotayo, while reacting, described the absence of Aruna as a major setback to the team while still losing the ambition of advancing from the group. And that's our news, but just before we go, always make use of pedestrian bridges where available. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sawulu administration provided 450,000 pupils with e-learning devices? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Government will from Monday, 19th February 2024 commence full enforcement of the ban on usage and distribution of styrofoam food containers across the state. President Bola Tinubu said Nigeria is ready to host the African Central Bank according to the vision of the Abuja Treaty. We also told you that thousands of demonstrators have gathered in Senegal's capital, Dakar, demanding swift presidential elections. And in sport, two of Africa's representatives, Nigeria and Egypt, have suffered defeats at the ongoing International Table Tennis Federation, ITTF, World Table Tennis Championships, taking place in Busan, South Korea. For contacts with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. I am John Omoaka. Thank you very much for listening.